As I returned to Paris, I knew I should hurry to inform Malin of my latest findings. I had indeed noticed strange patches of fog roaming on that island. Perhaps it was a clue. We would meet her and see. As I entered Malin's office, I found it abandoned. Sensing something amiss, I conducted a quick search and found a disturbing note. I can wait no longer for you to return. Wang Fei-hung has discovered promising information, and I intend to follow up on it. I've taken the staff and crystal and set sail with Fei-hung. I regret that you cannot join us, but time is of the essence. By the time you read this, I shall likely have activated the being engine, and a new era of peace will have begun. Let us celebrate it together. Upon my return, Victoria Malin. What a worrying development. You cannot trust Fei-hung. Only had she stolen these priceless artifacts, but her relentless quest seemed likely to endanger us all. I would need to pursue Malin and make her see reason before it was too late. And we would go to the financier. Seal the deal. Emerged again into the bustle of the exposition grounds. I found myself immersed in the sights. And, yes, we would hurry to another expedition. My next goal was clear. But was I ready to set out? Yes, I was. The engine of creation. We must pursue Malin on a quest to find the being engine. The final expedition. For the Avalon Society. I was to set sail the next morning and decided to enjoy a final night out. It was a raucous night at the Boussole Cassé, and Homie approached me with mischief on his mind. He challenged me to a game of dice. Whoever lost would buy drinks all night long. Now, he'd accept the challenge. We sat back stunned before erupting in laughter. In the morning he bought me a bottle of fine spirits to commemorate our upcoming adventure. Take to the seas with the whiskies. Perfect. What a nice support. I pulled close to the island, meeting up with my supply vessel from the Avalon Society. We would look to buy provisions there. I know so much climbing gear was on our agenda, as well as shovels that would help us probably perfectly. We would also need some tea, for sure. Chocolate was something, and torches, of course. Torches. Some first aid kits. And, oh yeah, the water of legend. And chocolate. My goodness, so much, so much, so much. Was 5 chocolate enough? I mean, we could have the heavy carrier pigeon. But on the other hand, this was more about survival. And less about bringing back home the best of the best. So we would have to concentrate. We would have to concentrate. It was a deal. Refill some water too. Begin the expedition. I could not say if Malin's action here would cause harm or good, but I knew that I no longer entirely trusted her to make the right decision. Following coordinates I found her office, I had made my way to this island. I did not know what I would find here, but perhaps the islanders would have more information. What would we find? Drylands. Good, we had something with us, and there were some islanders on the coast already. We would hurry to meet them. Party of salamanders. What we met. A group of heavily armed salamanders held me at spear point, demanding to know why I was trespassing on their lands in this time of war. Swallowing nervously, I explained that I needed to find Malin and stop her if necessary. Salamanders' faces hardened at Malin's name. If I wanted their help, I would first have to aid their cause. What has happened? They proclaimed that they had declared war on the moles. Creatures had long been a nuisance, and now the theft of the great crystal had pushed them over the brink. Oh, would we ally with the salamanders? I mean, the moles are capturing humans, so let's ally with the salamanders. The salamander nodded solemnly and explained that Malin had fled through a portal. Luckily, the salamanders knew how to activate it, so that I might follow her. They would gladly help me once I had proven myself by helping them with a few tasks. Eliminating a mole war party, destroying the mole outpost, donating a weapon at the salamander village. Yeah, we would confirm the alliance. They nodded and smiled grimly. I had committed myself to help them drive the moles from their homeland. All of it at once. There was a scout post at the beach. And something else here. We would visit the scout post. The animals in this region had set up a small dwelling they used as a resting place for their best scouts. A scout strode forward, willing to check the path ahead for a small compensation. Yeah, something small. How about that? Some climbing gear would certainly be great. The scout destination. How about we would send you here? Very nice. There was something else mysterious on the coast that we would try to reach soon. A village, indeed. We would visit. The coral village of the salamanders. A village elder managed to convey that they were missing a key ingredient in tonight's rituals. They would be very grateful if I could supply it. Now we didn't have it. Seemed disappointed, but I was nevertheless welcomed into the village. We could give them a weapon. We could trade, though. Let's see. So we could give them a weapon that we could trade for first. How about the spiked club? Would that be a good weapon? Could also buy totem sticks for very cheap. And what would they like? Yeah, we would give them some of our climbing gear. Maybe some whiskey. We didn't need so much climbing gear, so it was kind of good. I settled on a trade with them. And we gave them a weapon. I handed my weapon to a salamander, who took it quietly and nodded to me in thanks. This would be one more tool in their arsenal to defeat the moles. We would trade again to maybe meet with their ruler, but what would we give them? To reach a higher understanding. Came to an agreement with them and met with their ruler. As I entered the hut, the chieftain was embroiled in a heated argument with her advisors. I stayed silent, waiting nervously until they had finished. After a moment, they noticed my presence, and all eyes fell on me. I swallowed and quietly introduced myself. I could feel tension in the air, but was allowed to make one request. Yeah, we would ask for the quest, you know. I inquired if there was anything I could do to help the village. A wizened shaman was brought in. She planned to journey to a location of spiritual importance and inquired as to whether we would be able to provide protection on the way. Yes, of course. She nodded pleased. After a brief introduction, she gave detailed directions to her destination, an ancient shrine to the east of the island. Thankfully not a sinking shrine. Returned to the village, and indeed on the southern end we had it out. There was something else to find. We would hurry there. And find some more ferry posts. Oh well, oh well. We had to visit everything to try to find Malin. I found a sea turtle. And then continued into the Valley of Dust Storms. We saw a shipwreck there. I came across an astounding discovery, the wreck of what looked like an old French naval ship. I couldn't help but wonder how it had come to rest here. The ship looked like it might still contain valuable supplies, but the rotten planks of the vessel would make the search quite dangerous. Too dangerous for me to do it. Maybe we would have to search thoroughly. Could search by ourselves. We could send someone. If we send Immanuel, would that be good? Yeah, that would certainly be a good idea. We would send her out. Oh my goodness! In a stroke of bad luck, we terribly failed. Running to help, I discovered that Immanuel had fallen through the floor on the ship's deck. I helped her out again, but her leg had been seriously injured by the fall. Oh no. We would have to go further, though. I was enveloped by an awe-inspiring sandstorm and was bodily picked up and spirited away. Several days later, when I finally got my bearings. Oh, goodness me. We were very close to the mole party. And we would have to deal with this matter quickly. Oh, it spotted me and began to wheeze anxiously. Cries of salamander friend and hairless monkey filled the air. It seemed I was not welcome here. We would fight. It was a harsh encounter with a strong mole war party. But we would not give up. And instead, rise to the occasion. Maybe. Would we? Rite of Unity. First we needed to distract them. Then we would have to give them pain. Really high amounts of pain for that matter. We failed a bit terribly. Dug us in. Wow. They defended themselves very well. What would we? What could we do? would have to take one of them out. Or more. Protected ourselves against their attacks. As it was harsh, they incinerated our friend. And attacked relentlessly their salamander foe. We would let her rest. With unity, we would stop them. We took them down one by one. Risky, but still full of force. We were not that lucky. Still did our best. And one of them would have to go. The whip was strong with this one. We were sure we would improve our situation. The poor moles. That's something interesting with them. A pneumatic pickaxe. Strong enough to destroy mountains. A booby trap. Glowing maggots. Ugh. Crystal splinter. And a thumper. Salamanders would be pleased. But we would have to throw away some things like the freaking maggots. Ugh. And the booby trap. Have to help blocking the entrance to the mole outpost. Was the next thing we would try to do. On the way east. Approach the mole outpost cautiously, careful to stay out of sight. Collapsing the cave entrance without getting caught would take all my cunning. Would rely on our luck. Our luck did it seemed. Waiting until the brightest of the day, when mole vision would be at its worst, I sneaked to the cave entrance, as the guard was changing. Noticing a few structural weaknesses, I cleverly kicked at the weak point with all my might. After a moment, the entrance collapsed in upon itself. I walked away, satisfied. I had done all that was asked of me. If my allies were true to their word, all that remained was to make my way to the portal to find Malin. And there was the portal. But we would still like to go somewhere else. First we needed to explore a bit and drink some tea and approach the war party. I hailed the Salamander warriors. They greeted me formally, standing proudly with their weapons. I bid my allies farewell, pledging to make the moles pay for their treasury. They were happy enough, and we were bold enough to move forward. We'd have to help and then go to the portal. What spotted me and began to wheeze anxiously. Cries of salamander friend and hairless monkey filled the air. It seemed I was not welcome here. We would have very bad chances, and so we needed to fight instantly. Fight was inevitable. Send them pain. Distract them for a bit. We used our strange pickaxe that we had found. Burrower. And on the other burrower, indeed. We hoped for the best. They attacked relentlessly, though. A certain weakness surrounded us. But we would not give up at all. Quite the opposite. Bring pain. The enemies. And then was a successful round for us, eliminating more of the moles. Even though they healed up and tried their utmost to stop us. We were definitely watchful. With our watchful eyes, they had nothing anymore. We slashed them, bashed them, everybody mashed them. Would we get the strong one? We hoped so, for he would bleed. We would attack them relentlessly. Protect ourselves. Just stab the moles. Ouch, it was very close before our win. Go for a rise of unity. And we sang the fatal song. I scored the battlefield for anything of value. We found a golden coral with Thumper, a crystal shard. We wanted some cooked fish, and the golden coral and the crystal shard seemed very good. The salamanders would be priest, and yeah, it was time to finally visit the temple, but not yet. Thank you for watching and happy gaming to you. We'll see each other in the next episode, and we'll visit something there. Have a great time until then, and happy gaming. This is Immanuel Can, signing out.